Nope. Got it.
How's it going, Sarah?
Hi, Rachel. How are you? Ben Venom is here.
Good. Yes, Ben, I'm excited.
This is so exciting. He doesn't do quilt guilds very often, so I'm just so excited that he's here. I got to chat with him.
Yes, it's awesome. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. He's got a slideshow for us. Did you sign up for the class?
Yes, I'm going to be in the class.
Ooh, me too. Which one? What are you making? I'm making the tiger.
I haven't decided yet because I like to decide things last minute.
Same. I haven't gotten any of my materials yet, but I did glance at the materials list, so I feel like we're getting there.
Same. Yeah. It's good. I like the feeling of doing it under pressure. It works
As
for me.
well. I feel like it's
Yeah.
just that it's my secret.
See, that's not something that was communicated, that there were two of them.
Two of what?
Brittany, are you asking a question?
No, I'm yelling at my boyfriend, sorry.
That's
Oh.
okay. I love yelling at people. Especially husbands. So welcome. In this space, we include value and learn. We ask people to mute your audio so we don't hear you talking to people in your home. Closed captioning is available through Otter AI if you like closed captioning. We also have the chat on the side. If you have any questions, absolutely post them in the chat and we will make sure to get to them. So next slide, please, Chris. So the agenda for the meeting tonight, we have a little bit of guild business, to about 10 minutes of guild business. Then we're going to have our guest speaker, Ben Venom. He's going to speak to us for about an hour. Then we have a few information slides and we're going over the guild survey results, which is really interesting. So if you like stats, hang on to your seats. And then we have show and tell, and that's going to be our evening for tonight. How do you feel, Chris? Are people in the waiting room?
I've turned off the waiting room, so as people join, they just come straight in. We are at
Okay,
75
great.
participants.
75. Yeah, I mean, I think it's the board I know is running on a little bit of a skeleton crew tonight. We've just, hitting that summer thing and some people just can't make it. And so if anybody wanted to volunteer to do the show and tell, that would be cool. Rachel?
What do you need for the show and tell? Just somebody to talk through it?
Yeah,
I can
somebody
talk
charming
through
to talk through it.
I
Okay,
can
Chris.
talk.
Oh, Chris, did you want to
Okay.
do show and tell? Okay.
I'm
All right,
controlling
sounds
it
good.
anyway.
Okay.
All
Chris will do it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rachel.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, because
Thanks,
Nadia
Chris.
usually does it, and she's not able to attend this evening, and so I don't like to do it because I'm just talking all night, and it drowns people out, and so yeah. All right, next slide. Here's some upcoming happenings. The Rainbow Challenge show is up at Powell's Books. It was really great attendance at the opening. It's now through June 29th. We will be showing the full Rainbow Challenge show at next month's guild meeting instead of a regular show and tell. We'll resume a regular show and tell in August. So next month, it'll just be showing us the Rainbow Challenge show, but I'm not showing you any of those quilts today because I want you to go to Powell's Books. Our new member mixer, Chris, what's happening? It's his first time. Our new member mixer is, we're doing an online new member mixer. Whoop, that's the very last slide.
One
Oh, that's the one I want. There it is. So our new member mixer, we're doing it online July 22nd on Zoom. That's a Friday evening. In person, July 23rd at the Washougal River at one of our members' houses. We do have a sponsor for things, the gift bags and goodies and things. And if you are a new member as of 2020 until today, we want to send you a small little thing, because when we used to meet up in person, we would give a new member a fat quarter and say hello, and we kind of haven't been able to do that, and we want to square that up with you this coming month. So if you're interested, wait, I found the code. Is what? Good idea. Enter the code. Sorry. Okay, so there's a sign up sheet for that because we want to know how much to bring and things like that. If you could sign up for that, it's in the members only section. the free table. There's no SO day planned for July or August, actually. We're reconvening it in September. It's going to be at the West Side in September. But the free table is on July 30th. It's going to be outdoors at Marcy's house. She lives in North Portland. The address is in the members only section. It's going to be a great outdoor meeting. So if you're worried about germs and things, we're trying to make that as open air as possible. You can start dropping off stuff for the free table come July 1st at Marcy's house. And then also we're doing a call for 2023 board members in August. So if you're thinking about being a board member, think about putting your name in August. We're so close to it. So that's all I had for upcoming happenings. I think the next slide is you, Chris.
AI is not.
Ooh, you're really low. I can barely hear you. Turn your sound up. Can I? Was it me?
Can anyone else hear me?
Tina, can you hear him or is it too low?
You're pretty quiet. I can hear you, but you're pretty quiet.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're quiet. Yeah. Give me a test. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Now we can't hear you at all.
This is fun.
We can't hear you at all.
Who are you talking?
Yeah, I can see his mouth moving. He looks frustrated.
Yeah.
How about now?
There you are.
Okay.
You're still low, but we can hear you.
I'm still low, but you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's really low and I have my volume all the way up.
Let's see if this helps. How about now?
Oh my God,
that
that's
sound
so
any
much better. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there you go.
Otter AI was not transcribing, and I think it got confused. So anyway.
That's why you're the VP of technology and I'm not.
Well,
I would have never figured that out. I was like, whoops, call it a day.
all right, so next slide is me. There we go. So I just wanted to give an update on the website. So in 2020, the PMQG board, we received 20 contacts via the online contact form. Of those, 9 of them were
This is still a new
anonymous.
thing.
Someone
We're
is
still
talking.
acquiring this skill, so
Sure.
however we do it. All right, I love you both.
I am going to go
Dinner
mute
is
everyone.
Care of.
All right, so I muted. Oh, probably muted myself too. No, I didn't. Okay, so I muted everyone. If you do need to speak, you can unmute yourself. Let's see. So 9 of the 20 contacts that we received via the form were submitted anonymously. And while some of those were, they brought up good points that we as a board have addressed, not knowing who submitted them, we aren't really able to follow up with individuals. We're not able to provide the resolution. We're not able to gather any clarifying content as needed. Some of the message we got were a little less constructive. And because the form was available just on our public website, some of it we feel was really just kind of trolling us, for lack of better words. So after researching some other guilds websites, I wasn't able to find any that gave an anonymous option. And this included the main Modern Quilt Guild. Most of them just would give their email address to send in feedback. So based on this, I presented a motion at our last PMQG board meeting to remove the anonymous option on the website, which passed with a majority in favor vote. So it has been removed. The concern of guild members being able to address sensitive topics with the board without fear of retaliation was brought up, and it is something that we as a board are taking very seriously. So guild members are still encouraged to provide feedback so that we as the current board, as well as future boards, can continue to grow and improve the Portland Modern Quilt Guild. If you feel you have a true concern and are worried about some form of retaliation by speaking up and giving that feedback, an anonymous letter can always be sent to the guild's PO box to be addressed by the board. So just a quick update on the website in case you are in there trying to find the form.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate
right.
that.
Sure. I think, oops, went too far.
Thanks, Anne. Yeah, there is still contact form and the members only page and on the regular website as well. All right, my turn. I worked really hard to write this up. Should I be pinned, do you think?
I can spotlight you.
Yeah, can you spotlight me?
There you go.
Okay, thanks. Hello, I am speaking tonight to address a sensitive topic. I've learned that comments I made last year at our Guild Town Hall meeting referring to our in-person meeting space have had an unintended negative impact on our community. I want to apologize for the harm I caused that made members feel excluded. I am deeply sorry. The intention of my speaking up was to try to advocate for an inclusive meeting space. And after hearing the impact that I had on people, it is clear that I missed the mark. I take this feedback from members seriously, and I'm open to having conversations about healing and moving forward. If anyone would like to speak to me, let's have a conversation. For the specific comments I made about St. Andrew's Church, many of us, including myself, have learned more about the congregation and their event rental program, which shows they share our guild value of inclusion. Thank you to last year's board and other members who brought this information to our attention. We will talk more later this evening as we discuss options for 2023 meeting locations, which will be a guild-wide vote to decide. Lastly, I want to offer my sincere apology to guild members who my past comments have hurt. I know an apology doesn't excuse or erase my mistakes, but I hope it shows that I take accountability for what I said, and I'm sorry for the harm it caused. And I am committed to learning and doing better. I love this guild, and I'm doing my best to serve all members while keeping the space where we all include, value, and learn. That's all I got, Chris.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. All right. Next, I believe Marcy was going to introduce our guest speaker.
Good evening, everyone. I think Chris already muted you, but if you're not muted, please turn off your mic. If you have a question, please put it in the chat. We will ask Ben questions at the end of the presentation. So let me state, Ben Venom graduated from San Francisco Art Institute in 2007 with a Master's of Fine Art degree. His work has been shown both nationally and internationally. Working with repurposed materials to create textile-based pieces, he contrasts the often menacing and aggressive counterculture components of gangs, punk music, and the occult with the comforts of domesticity. This collision of traditional quilting techniques with elements tied to the fringes of society re-envisions the story of the material through a softer lens. Ben Venom is currently visiting faculty at the San Francisco Art Institute. Please give a warm PMQG welcome to Ben Venom.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen. Let me know if this works.
All righty. I don't know who is speaking on this slide, Sarah.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. We have 8 spots left for Ben Venom's class on Sunday. It's only $55. He usually only teaches to grad students, so it's actually a smoking deal. It's not just this skull pattern. There's a tiger pattern, there's a flower, there's a butterfly patch. If you want to learn some more of his techniques, it's going to be a really great class. I just can't imagine walking out of that class and not learning something new. So I'm just really excited about his class. And last I checked, right before the meeting, there were 8 spots left. So if you want to take a class from him, the workshop is on Sunday, and that is in the Guild shop on the website. All right, next slide. And this is our programs preview for Sheila Frampton Cooper. There is 1 spot left. I looked it up before the meeting started, and I think there's only 1 spot left. It's her APLA piecing class, and it's a 2-day class. Really, really exciting. I didn't have a chance to sign up for it. I'm busy that weekend, but there's 1 spot left. So highly recommend grabbing that spot ASAP if you want it. All right, next slide, please. Oh, Chris, this is you and I together. Okay, guys. Okay. First off, it's the 3rd year of the pandemic and it's hard to get things done. So let's just give ourselves grace for that. Erin Case very, very kindly created some patterns for us. And I created one as well using our block of the month blocks. The board voted this last board meeting for this color palette. This is our charity QuiltCon charity quilts. And we are going to do a poll. It's going to pop up in about a second here. Chris is going to have it so you can vote on it. 1, 2, or 3. This is our color palette that we're choosing. And this year QuiltCon is doing something interesting. They're going off the script. They're not requiring us to use exactly this brand, exactly this colors, exactly this solids. What they want is a transition between at least 3 stops in the color palette, and you can use scraps, you can recycle things. So we're, really wanting to do, recycling and not buying new fabric. So our goal for making this QuiltCon charity quilt this year is to not buy any new fabric. We've been gleaning from the free table for the last month or 2. And we have some fabrics in this both color palettes. So we're going with this one. And then the free table at Marcy's house in July, we're going to be doing a lot of gleaning from it to pick fabrics from this to make the kits with. So we're making kits for this in July. So here is your options. I know these kind of look like they're all solids, but we have plans to do them somewhat scrappy. I think it's going to go really great. We're going to be making kits for blocks. So Chris, can you make the poll go live? Can you launch
It is live. We have 58 votes out of the 75 participants online
Great.
right now.
Okay, great. I don't get to vote because I'm already logged in as
Yeah,
things.
same. Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't vote as a president. I don't vote at meetings because we run Robert's Rules of Order, and the president doesn't vote unless in case of a tie. So I don't vote in case of a tie on things. So yeah. So what do you think, Chris? Is the poll still going? Are people still voting?
We're at 67 votes so
67
far.
votes. So 10 away. People, do you want to vote for a QuiltCon charity quilt? And in years past, we've had lots of people make different designs, and that's really great. I'm just grateful that any other member was able to come up with a design. It's the 3rd year of the pandemic. It is hard to get things done. We are all at our end, but I love all of these designs. Personally, especially Erin Case's. I like her work. It's really coming along. Okay, so are you ready to close the poll, Chris? Tell us which one won.
We'll give it 10 more seconds.
Okay.
Just in case anyone has
10,
any last minutes.
9,
There's about 6 people who haven't voted.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last call. 1.
All right. And let's share the results.
I want to see the
Is it
results.
showing?
It isn't showing.
Number
As
3.
I'm sharing. Number 3 is the choice with 45% of the votes, followed by 1 and then
Oh.
2.
That's exciting. Those are all blocks from our block of the month series. Some of them haven't been published yet. We're really excited about it. Can you go to the next slide, Chris?
Yes.
So we are really going for reducing environmental impact this time. If you have any things from your scrap bins, I'll take crumbs. I'll do crumb piecing. If you have any scraps that are in this color palette, we would love for you to help out. We are taking donations at Marcy's house. The address is in the members only section, starting in July. So July 1st, it's just a porch drop off. Marcy doesn't have a cell phone, so you can't text her. But her front porch is really secure and she's okay with it. And you can always send an email to the guild inbox because she's VP and she's on the board also. So both of us are bopping in and out of the guild email almost every day, all day. So you can send us an email and say, I'm dropping off. But on July 30th, we've got some pop-up shade tents. We're putting together kits if you want to come together and put a kit. And then our timeline for this is to put the kits together at July 30th and then have them available for pickup in August. We're asking for all of the blocks back by the end of, I think by September, the meeting by September, mid-September. So kind of a quick turnaround, just a month and a half. We want to put the blocks together and get them to the long armor, which is so kind. Anne-Marie Callie is doing it for us again this year. She's so kind and amazing. This is the last month I will be talking about this because next month there'll be Casey Manley. She has volunteered to lead this project. So there's a sign up sheet coming soon in the members only section. If you want to be involved in any way, shape, or form with this, and you'll be getting emails from Casey Manley. And if you were in the Rainbow Fabric Challenge, you know her emails are actually really great. So that's all I got for that. So next slide. Sorry, was there questions in the chat? I don't see them. Oops.
Angel and Brittany both had good ideas about giving out the Kona colors that we're looking for so that people could reference that. Monitors sometimes aren't true to color, so people can look in their stashes to see what would go with it.
Yeah, I am not the guy for this. This is not my wheelhouse. I am not a shopper ever. I use a lot of free upcycled fabrics. So, I mean, I would think maybe the references are on the QuiltCon charity quilt together page. And if not, we're going to have Aaron Case do it because I don't know, or somebody else is good at shopping. Oh, Ann Jenkins has a whole full Kona thing. It's not me.
I do too. I
Okay,
can go.
I don't know.
We'll get that published on the members only site when we put up information about the kits and whatnot.
Oh,
so
perfect.
We'll find out which colors on the Kona card it is so that people can use that to reference.
Yeah. And the challenge is here, we only have to do 3 stops. So we don't have to do all 7 or 8. So we only have to do 3. But I was just really excited that they said, you can do prints, you can do scrappy, you can do from your scrap bin, because, that's part of our guild values is, and reducing environmental impact. So I was really excited to bring that option in this year. Okay, so this slide, let's talk about this slide. Beverly Timon, are you here tonight?
I am.
Oh, great. Can you unmute and turn your screen on so I can see you?
Hello.
Can we pin Beverly, Chris?
Yep, I'm adding.
Thanks. Okay, great. All right, Beverly Timon is the retreat leader for the Astoria Quilt Retreat. So she's going to talk to us about this one.
Yeah, so it's going to be in November and it starts on Sunday, November 6th. And it's different than the other retreat in that you make reservations directly with the motel and to pay for your housing. And we have to have 6 rooms reserved. We can have up to 12 people in the conference room. And you check in at 4 o'clock, but the conference room will be open at noon on Sunday, and we can sew all the way up through noon on Wednesday. And the price for the hotel rooms, as it says, it's actually like $100 with the taxes, up to $140 per night. And the rooms are dependent upon how many people are in the room or what kind of room you got. There's a couple of rooms that are 2 queen beds, and some of them are like a suite where they have also a couch. And it is a motel where there's 2 stories. So when you make your reservation, if being on the ground floor or above, wherever it is important to you, you would want to let them know. And I will put in the chat we need to, rather than make the reservation online, you need to make it directly with the motel and let them know that you're part of the Portland Modern Quilt Guild retreat, so that we have an accurate count, because as I said, the conference room is free for us to use as long as we have enough rooms booked. And then the retreat fee that you pay to Portland Modern Quilt Guild, which will be open on June 20th, that goes to pay for some of the shared resources, and we'll have some snacks and things like that. Also, the other big difference between this one and the one at Tillicum is that food is not really provided as far as meals are concerned, except for the hotel offers a continental breakfast. But the rest of the meals are on your own. So we will have some snacks, and maybe we can figure out, if people want to do a potluck thing, or just have, whatever it is that people want to do. So we'll, if you sign up or if you have questions, please let me or Sarah know. We'll try to answer them as best as we can beforehand, but it should be fun. And the motel is right on the Columbia River. So half the people, or I don't know how many people, but a lot of the rooms face the river. It's really a nice location. It's east, I think, of downtown. Yes, it's east of downtown. So, and it's the Astoria Crest Motel, and I think that's the phone number. And the information is up on the Portland Modern Quilt Guild's website right now, with a link to the motel also, if you want to check it out, look at the rooms, and then it'll give you the idea about the pricing of the rooms and what kind of configuration might work for you. So was that it, Sarah?
Yeah, that was it. This idea came to us from, I believe, Beverly. This was your idea, right?
It was.
Because other guilds in the area love to go there. So this is our first time going there, but they've created a community room space that's got upgraded wiring and lighting specifically for Quilt Guild groups. So other guilds go there. So we're going there. Honestly, if you have a small group and you can get 6 rooms booked, think about going there. Because Beverly went and did like a gratuitous trip for us. It was last month or 2 months ago. It's cute. It's cute. There's a hot tub. I don't know. It's cute. It's kind of, classic motel. I'm excited about it. I want fish and chips.
How many
There's
rooms are
gluten-free fish
available
and
in
chips.
total? How
Wait,
many
what was
rooms
that?
are available in total?
I don't know, but I'm the first person to have signed up, and so there's plenty of rooms still available.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to sign a contract, and we have like a block reserved for us. Like I think 6 or 8 rooms they've held off of their online calendar. And so that's why we have to offer these for sale sooner rather than later, because if we don't reserve them, then they want to release them to their online sales. There's only 12 people for the common room, and that's how many people they want to have for sewing. Like if we were having a conference, I think it seats up to 30 or 40 or something like that, but it's
Yeah.
their rules, it's their house, so we're playing by their rules. And I don't know, so that's where we're going with that.
The 12 is because that's how many tables they have available. There's 12 tables. So in order for people to have space to sew and things like that, that's why there's a limitation on that.
Yeah. And then once people sign up and pay for their hotel, we're asking them, of course, to send an email to the guild email so that we know how many people have signed up. And we're going to be doing probably a pre-meetup Zoom with Beverly and I, and we're talking about things we want to do, like block lotto or like left, right, center with fabric or things like this. But yeah, that's it. I updated the webpage, so the webpage has a lot of good information on it. These go on sale June 20th. Like, what is that, Monday? So
Yep.
Yeah, get your tickets. What time, Chris? Do you know what time?
8 a.m.
8 a.m., folks. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you, Beverly.
All right. Thanks, Beverly.
Thank you.
All right, next slide. What do we got? I think this is DIA stuff next.
Yes. So the next DEIA meeting is Thursday, July 14th. It is at 6 p.m. Pacific. Additionally, the community activist sewing is on Saturday, July 30th from 2 to 4 p.m. Links for both of those are in the members only section. If you haven't joined before, it's open to anyone, so feel free to come and join in on either of those. Next slide here. This is for the community activist sewing. So far, Susan Beal usually talks about this, but I don't believe she is on with us tonight. Total of 250 blankets have been sewn from the kits. There are still kits available. information is on the website. So if you want to give your hand at a flat felled seam, making some of these quilts, there are still opportunities there. I believe the donations are ongoing, so there's really no end date to this project. So we'll just keep making blankets and donating them. I believe last month Susan brought this up, a new opportunity we have for donating tote bags. So if you have some larger scraps that you're wanting to get through, put them to good use, we can use the Ruby Star Society pattern, make some of these tote bags and get those donated to the Lutheran Community Services. And that benefits, I believe, refugees from Afghan and Ukraine and Somalia, it looks like.
I talked to Susan about possibly putting together some kits for some of these, because at the last sew day, there was a lot of really decent heavy canvas material that was left over. So
that would be great for tote bags.
Putting some of those totes together and giving those out as bags if people just want to put them together. So keep tuned for that. That might happen.
Thanks, Marcy. All right, and I believe Marcia was going to talk on this slide.
Yes, thank you, Chris. So I think most of you know from seeing on social media that we completed the Ukraine quilt project. Thank you so much to everybody who participated. People sewed, people donated, shared the project with friends, and together we raised $4,550, which absolutely blew me away. Far exceeded my expectations. Really amazing work, everybody. I just feel like we've done something good in the world, and it makes me really happy. So a woman named Kimberly Davis won the quilt. She is not a guild member, but I have reached out to her, and it took me a little time to find her. Her email wasn't working, so I kept emailing her. I finally found her on social media. She's absolutely thrilled. And tomorrow I'm meeting up with her and I'm going to give her the quilt. And she's so excited. I will take photos. I will post them on social media. So again, thank you to everyone.
So exciting. Thank you so much, Marcia, for organizing that. That's great that you were able to raise that much. That's incredible.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, survey results, Sarah.
Survey results. I just want to thank you so much, Marcia, and tail end of that. I was so excited. We did have a really huge free table last time. We got a lot of garment fabrics from that have been donated, and a lot of them went to Marcy's car, and she was going to take them to scrap. And then she had a birthday party, and her friend, who was your friend, Marcy? Michelle?
It was Michelle from Project Runway.
From Project Runway, guys, from Project Runway, saw all of our free table scraps for garments and was making a bunch of drag outfits for the next week and was under the gun. And she was so excited to pick up some of the free scraps leftovers from our free table. So it was kind of cool. Like,
yeah, she got all the stretchy kind of, there was a bunch of stretchy, like almost bathing suit material and stuff.
Yeah, bolts of it. Yeah.
And they were beautiful. They were beautiful. They were bright colors. There were pinks and greens and yellows. And she loved them. She took them and was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I hope she posts and gives us a shout out. We'll probably do a repost like a bunch of times, and like maybe she'll come to the next free table. So like that might be possible. It'll be at Marcy's house. She has her friend is Michelle from Project Runway. It's so cool. Okay, so survey results. I want to go over the survey results. We had 169 responses, which is really, really good. Not everybody's able to respond all the time, and I'm just happy that anybody is participating at all. Again, the third year of the pandemic, it's a different times, So this is an interesting slide. How long have you been a member of the PMQG? Of our guild. So 23% are first year members, 69 people, 40% more than 4 years, it's 120 people, 38% 2 to 4 years, 114 members. So this really like helps us see where to guide our programs and offerings. So pretty good information here. All right, next slide. This next one, how long have you been quilting? The most interesting answer here was 1.5% in the first year, so 5 members, 18% 2 to 4 years, so 54 members. So our newer members, this helps us guide what workshops to offer, if we should be, trying to offer this many, or what kind of target market for intermediate sewing, beginning sewing. This is just really great information to know. Of course, I mean, we've got a deep bench over here. So 63% over 10 years, 189 members. So we just have a lot of knowledge here. I was really happy to see this. And again, if you ever want help with any project, come to Sunday Sewing, because these 10+ year people, they hang out all day and they love to answer your questions. All right, next slide, please. Do you live in the Portland area? This is an interesting one. We wonder who will stay with us after, the changes in our guild committee and other offerings catch up to our guild, who is here and is local, and who has come to us through the pandemic because of the online offering. One thing that we have done is that we have started earlier than other guilds and other online offerings in this pandemic. We offer, really great lectures online and workshops online. And what we're seeing this year is a lot more individual artists and people in the quilting industry offering those workshops from their own website. So we're seeing a bit of reduction in people that are signing up for classes. So this information helps us to know who we're trying to serve here. So we got 72%, 216 members are local to the Portland area. So a lot of organizations have seen a huge dip in membership, and we haven't quite seen that because we've opened our doors to through the online portals to folks from out of town. But if we were going to go back to online in-person meetings tomorrow, which we're not, don't worry, we would be looking at about 200 members. So it's a pretty big difference. And let's see, yeah, so 84 members are outside of the Portland area. Again, we have done such a great job, not me, last year's board, the year before that, have done such a great job of getting us ahead and offering those online classes and things like that, like the spring virtual retreat. That was a really great one. It was really well attended. And now we're seeing other things like the National MQG is now offering something similar, like their own virtual retreat, and more virtual retreats are being offered. So we're wondering how our attendance will be affected in the future, because everything just seems to be shifting all the time. So that's some good information there. All right, next slide. This is the big one. Wait, go back. This is it.
Did I go
Yeah.
back too far?
Nope, you did perfect. I got excited. Go next slide.
Okay.
This is the big vote one, guys. How would you like to attend meetings in 2023? 61% want a hybrid, a mix of in-person and online. That's 183 members. 11% want in-person only. That's 33 members. 28% want Zoom only. That's 84 members. And then of course, there's that big question mark of people that didn't come back to membership this year because they only wanted in-person meeting. I loved all the comments on it. As actually all the comments were the extra ones. That was really helpful to see how people were feeling about things. This is really just crucial information for next year's board team. This year's board team, we are trying to lay the path to guide our guild out of the pandemic by doing the research, but there will be decisions that will just be up to the 2023 board. That's what I want to say about that. All right, next slide. Would you be open to meeting in person quarterly, just 4 times a year, with 8 other guild offerings being offered on Zoom? This could help accommodate us as we segue out of the guild. So we have seen a reduction in signups for workshops this year, and looking at all the information we can gather, one contributing factor could be that the quilt workshop industry has caught up to us in terms of offering their own workshops and on their own website and things I talked about earlier. So looking at the budget side of the guild, it does seem logical to maybe only offer 8 or fewer workshops online next year to correspond with the 8 Zoom lectures. We would like to offer an in-person workshop, maybe 1 or 2 as well, but that again is going to be decided by the 2023 board. So the current workshop and speakers coordinator will be booking speakers and workshops for at least the first quarter to assist the 2023 team. So this is just kind of like the math and the nuts and bolts of like the inner workings of the guild. You know, I'm not the best at math, but I'm okay. I do attend the MQG leadership meetings, and I attended one a couple weeks ago. So other MQG presidents and people on their board team come together, and we all have a big Zoom. Some of them have already done that this last year, have met in person and had their Zoom live streamed. They're using 2 laptops and a projector, and that seems to be doing well for them. Marcia, the survey results will be available on the website. You know, I thank you for saying that. I'm a nerd and think I also wanted to nerd out, but yeah, I can totally put these online for you. Like we could definitely, they're all here. Chris, that's a thing, right?
Yep, we could put it in the members only section. Yep.
Great. Okay, I'm writing it down. So yeah, we'll put it online. Thank you for asking. Yeah, great. All right, so next slide, please. Aaron, are you going to ensure the audio is good enough for the transcription service for the hybrid? You know, we're hoping to do at least one, maybe more than that, of the practice run this year before this year is over. We are looking at places that already have a projector like logged in, and you just plug in your laptop and they have audio, so that audio gets plugged in. There are some other things that we use, like a little mic that is attached to your laptop that is recording the speaker. There's just a lot of options for that. We're hoping to do at least one of these in person and offering it live streamed for our members at home, even if it's just me and a couple board members, just so we can collect that technical information, because the other MQG leaders I met with have been doing this and they say it worked great. I took notes and I've been talking to them. So that's where we're at with that. I think we are a bigger guild though than most. And I think the standard is a little bit higher when it's such a big guild, but it's only like 40 people. They just kind of all like, oh, like they're all fine with it. I went to another quilt organization meeting yesterday that was in the park, and they just used somebody's phone, which I don't think would work for our guild, but I don't know. So now I'm getting into the weeds. Okay, would you be open to the idea of rotating the in-person guild meeting locations? This is something other guilds do, so we wanted to offer this as an option. We got some great feedback. Some people really don't like this idea, very valid points about it, saying that it would cause confusion and things like this. Just looking at some new factors about meeting in person was be like gas prices and meeting after dark and crime rate areas and my catalytic converter getting stolen. So we're looking at different places, and we hear from other guilds that they switch sides. They go west side, east side or something, so that this group doesn't have to drive so much and this group doesn't have to drive so much. And I guess that will all kind of pan out to see, how the guild votes on where they want to meet. It's not up to me or this board. We're putting it out for a guild vote. And again, that will mostly be for the 2023 board to make the final decision. Oh yeah, same as the membership board. So we're calling for nominations for next year's board in August. And I believe we're voting in October, late October, announcing in November and doing turnover end of November, December. And then 2023, January 1 is an all new board. And yeah, so that's exciting. So this is good information for next year's board team. This year, we're laying the path to guide our guild out of the pandemic, just doing the research, but these will be decisions up to the 2023 board. Wait, what was that last one? I didn't catch it. Maybe like a week or two after the meetings, we're always so on Cybersox.
Yeah, Amy was suggesting that the workshops not be like 2 days after the meetings. I mean, that is something that was really in place for when we would fly someone in, because obviously you're not going to fly them in to do a lecture and then fly them in 2 weeks later to do the workshop. But virtual, I think we have some flexibility in there. So
Definitely
something to explore. So thank you for that, Amy.
Yeah, for sure. It just seems like, there's a bunch of those little holdovers from in the before times, and we don't actually have to do it like that anymore.
Right.
So yeah, we did love the feedback that we got for this idea. We totally hear you. We're going to be looking into locations. Yeah, so next slide.
Okay.
Meeting space
Speaking of
committee.
locations.
Yeah, I want to talk about this real quick. I wrote something up. Myself and another board member, Chris Marchini, have had a sit-down conversation recently with Joy Replinger. She's a hardworking and generous guild volunteer who was our connection with receiving the space to meet at St. Andrew's Church pre-pandemic. She wanted to let us know that the room has been upgraded. It's Wi-Fi to fit the needs of groups in that space. The 2021 board members did the hard work of researching where our rental space money goes, all towards the food bank to serve community members in need, and what the leaders there are doing to welcome and create an inclusive space, such as employing members of the LGBTQIA community and marching in the Portland Pride Parade to show support. So we have a list of locations. We're meeting on Sunday, June 26th via Zoom. We're hoping some volunteers will come to that. Myself, I believe Casey Manley will be there. There are a couple other people. What we're looking for is people to go and site visit spaces, take some pictures, ask, how much it is, what parking is like, things like this. We're going to be putting together another survey after we collect the information. It might be in August with pictures, space highlights, pros and cons of each space. And it's going to be voted on by membership. I don't know why I said in July. It might be August because we have to do some space site visits, and I can only be
You
in so
said-
many places.
You said August. You're good.
Did I? Okay, I put it on the slide as July. I'm not a professional slide maker, but that's where we're at with that. So if you have any thoughts about meeting space, that's probably going to be up for a guild-wide vote. Of course, again, as I said in the past, we're just the board team that's laying the path to lead us out of the pandemic. We're still actively in the pandemic. So the 2023 board will probably be making more decisions about it. And we're trying to collect as much information as we can for that team. Okay, next slide. Do you live? Oh, yeah, here we go. Oop, yeah. Are you currently serving as a volunteer with the board? We're all volunteers. We're all volunteer. Nobody is getting paid. This is a huge amount. Almost 30% are already volunteers. We all rotate taking the job. So I was really happy to see this one. Everybody does small parts, even if it's just one thing. Again, if you ever want to volunteer, we have help wanted section in the members only section at the bottom of that page. And, think about volunteering for the board members. We're asking for that in August. All right, next slide. This is a huge one, and I put it all on one slide so we can see the stats. And then I have on the side here how the stats laid out. We asked people which things have they been involved in, and we need to know this because we want to know where to focus our energy and our resources. They estimate volunteer hours resources are worth, I think, $25 an hour. So even though people are working for free for us, their time is worth money. And we want to make sure we're allocating our resources as, equitably, and I just feel, I'm not saying the right words. I'm sorry, I don't have a great education. I just as fairly and appropriately as possible. So here's the stats for those. I just put them 1 through 18. Guild meetings, 78%. Workshop offerings, 56%, which is interesting. So I remember I ran into new members at the free table, and they're not signing up for the workshops. They think they're intimidated yet. And that's just, no, it's hard to meet people. We hear that a lot from new people. We're doing the new member mixer next month. We hope they'll come to it. And hopefully next year we'll do a new member mixer earlier on in the year. Fabric challenges, 43%. People love those. The free table, hot. People love that free table, 43%. Small groups, almost 40%. That's a huge thing. One of my goals as a board member this year at the beginning of the year was to bolster support for small groups. And I'm really excited to see that some of them are flourishing. So that's exciting. The Rainbow Challenge at Powell's Books, 31%. That was so fun. And we've already booked 2023 at Powell's Books Gallery. So we're restarting that challenge earlier this year in November and encouraging people to join as teams. We're working on sponsorship for fabric, which you don't have to take, but I did love seeing people use their own fabric from their own stash plus a dash of the same fabric. It really gave a cohesive and really artistic look. So I could gush all day. Charity Sewing Program with Kath Hall, 30%. She's amazing. She's like She's so cool. She's so amazing. She does it for free. Her program is amazing. She's just a well-tuned machine. Amazing. People love doing it. Warm winter welcome blanket drive that Susan Beal and Kim King led. I mean, just blew it out of the park. Absolutely blew it out of the park. 29%. People loved being able to pick up the kits. They picked up enough kits and they made themselves a blanket and they gave back. Great program. I hope to see that continue. Block of the month program, 29%. I'm personally obsessed with block of the month program, but that's my issue. Nobody else needs to be, but it is a strong thing that people, do participate in. So that's fun. But, definitely want to make sure that we allocate our resources appropriately by how much people actually participate. The PMQG gives back in Salem. We'd love to have you connect, Greta. The Give Back Fabric fundraiser that happens in the fall. I think Susan Beal and Allison are heading it up with Renee Pipe. People love it. We donate bundles of fabric and we auction them off. They auction things off. So more information coming about that like in 2 months. I'm really excited about it. It's just a fun program, and they have the PMQG Gives Back Instagram. They do an amazing job. In-person sew days. People say they want this a lot, but yet only 27%. So these are exciting. We actually are taking the summer off. We're taking, because it's hard. We are inside with the rain all year in Oregon, so we want to go outside and do camping things. We're coming back in September on the west side. So we're rotating to the west side mill end. Carol Subert is volunteered to lead that sew day in September. So if you like her, I think she's amazing. So if you want to hang out with her, go to that sew day. It's on the west side. And then we were looking at maybe rotating back one more time to the east side and then back one more time to the west side. Love a sew day. I love a sew day. So fun. Sisters Outdoor Show. Kimberly Benefield just is doing an amazing job. And people love this. And even if they say they didn't participate, guild members love going to Sisters Outdoor Show and seeing our special exhibit. It's really fun. And, a lot of our stuff is very arty and, it celebrates marginalized communities. It's just a really great way to get our artwork out there. So I feel like that number is probably higher than it is. Summer picnic, we used to have a summer picnic all the time, then we dropped off. Now with the pandemic, I didn't want to do something indoors in the fall, like our PMQG showcase, because it just seems like it's safe to do something outdoors. So we're doing a summer picnic outdoors in July. Sign up sheets and members only. We'll see how it goes. Virtual retreat, people loved it. And I mean, we definitely want to have it come back next year. Jenny McKee and Roseanne, just an amazing, phenomenal job. Got great speakers put together. So that was cool. PMQG library, people love that. That's just starting up again this year. Our work in progress UFO, 16%. Quilt retreat weekend at Camp Tillicum. This has been a thing in the past that people have noted about math. It only seats so many people. We have 300 people, so it only serves so many people, 14%. So we just basically facilitate that going on, but then we aren't like buying big, huge raffle prizes for that because a small percentage of it actually serves our guild. It pretty much pays for itself. So it's a great thing. And DEI meetings, we're just beyond honored that we even have a DEIA committee, and they do things that are really great, like the activist sewing and the historical posts and things. Think about coming to DEIA meetings. I think at the last meeting, they were talking about how to encourage and welcome members to attend more of their meetings. So if you're thinking about that, just pop in. You might really like it. Okay, next slide. This is you, Chris.
Yes. So one of the questions was, would you be interested in a PMQG t-shirt? So it was kind of mixed. About a third saying yes, third saying maybe, third saying no. So what we have done is we did a bit of research, and there is a company called Bonfire that we can utilize for small runs of shirts. So a bit different than the previous PMQG merchandise that we have done. Where we have minimums that we have to meet. This is a bit different. So we are going to have these in this coming Monday's newsletter on the 20th. You'd be able to go in and order a shirt. I believe they are $24.95, if I remember right. We'll have a couple of different color offerings, and then that's the graphic that we have done. So it's a limited edition, special edition 2022 PMQG t-shirt.
Yeah, and then
All
the
the profits
profits go to, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, profits go to the scholarship fund. So you'll be benefiting the guild in that regard. And then you can just keep an eye out for the link to purchase. It will not be purchased through the PMQG shop. It would be purchased directly on Bonfire. So there will be a link for that.
Can you talk about the quality of the shirts? I think you said you ordered some, didn't you?
Yes, my husband actually ordered some shirts from Bonfire, completely unrelated to the
Mhm.
guild. It was for his parents. I do believe they use sublimation printing, so it is not screen printed like the stuff that the Gale does for the guild. So it is different, but they're able to do that digitally and in smaller batches, which is why we're taking a look at this as an option.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Back to you, Sarah.
Oh, this is your slide.
Oh, it is mine? Oh, sorry. Yes, so going back to what I talked about at the beginning, the board is reviewing all comments that came in from the survey. We review all the comments that come in via the online form, emails. So we will be looking at those, taking action as needed. We're a board of 6 members, so there's varying opinions on a lot of things. So if you do have feedback, definitely feel free to send it in. It will get addressed. All right, block of the month.
Kathleen's doing this.
Hi, yeah, so our block of the month designer this month is Beth Wells. And Beth, I think from what Sarah said, this might be your first block that you've designed.
Yeah, that's right.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your design process and sort of what inspired you for this?
So I did a real basic thing where I just took out construction paper, cut them up into squares and half circles, quarter circles, sorry. And I had them in black, gray, and white. Just started putting it up on my design wall until I had a good image, shot a photo and sent it off to Sarah, and she worked her magic on EQ. She came up with the color way. So the first sample quilt I did was kind of a tribute to her and her color sense. So yeah.
That's great. And then just any other ideas that you want to share with the group about the?
Well, I think the best thing I could say is using Jen Carlton Bailey's 3.5 templates. It makes it so easy. And I didn't use glue. Some people like glue, some people like pins. I think pins might get in the way with a little thing. I use a 28mm rotary cutter on these templates, and just make too many. The bad ones can go on the back or in the trash.
And just so all the members know that the block is available for download now.
Yes.
So it's available.
Thank you. All right, on to show and tell. Up first, we have, looks like Tamara King.
No, I just put that in the slide because I'm in love with it. Sorry, Tamara. It's really cool.
Oh, that's one of the rainbow minis.
Yeah, and also I think I mentioned earlier, we're planning on doing a full rainbow mini challenge show and tell next month. So we won't have our regular show and tell and resume that back in August. So next month we're going to do a full rainbow challenge show and tell because there's some amazing pieces.
Thank you. All right, so truly up first, we have Patty.
This is my quilt. It's made for the Hoffman. It's challenge this year, and it has been accepted to go for judging as of yesterday, and we mailed them out this morning. And I did use EQ8 to make the paper piecing for both the star and the comet or whatever that thing is. But this quilt was a witch.
I have to say, I love your background. I am a huge fan of black on black prints. So the mix in there, I love it. Very good job. I hope you win. Oh, this one's yours. Oh, this was from last month.
This is what
wasn't
you
it?
got to see last year was the, boy, this is the back of my quilt from last month. And some of the quilting is called Jazz in the Vineyard.
Whoops, too far.
And I hope you have the front this year, this time. This is my second Hoffman submission that I made. I used leftover binding, bias binding, and I made tubes out of it and just entangled them on top of an already quilted sandwich.
Oh, so you did the quilting before you applied.
Right.
Very
It's
cool.
an easy quilt.
Nice. Thank you. All right, next is
This is
Rich.
my husband's version of
Oh, really?
Jazz in the Vineyard. He made it for the Hoffman, and he's a really accomplished quilter. With the exception of the upper left block of the, or upper left corner of the lower right block, he used no pins to make all those curves.
That's impressive. Very good job. Very nice.
Ah,
Oh, back
there's
to you,
the
Patty.
front that you didn't get to see last week, or last month
Last month.
of Jazz in the Vineyard.
Very nice. I love those colors.
Thank you. And that's the more advanced version that has an extra quarter circle.
Okay. So there's three curves.
Right, and the published version only has 2 curves.
Gotcha. Wonderful. Thank you, Patty. All right, up next is Jenny.
Hi. Excuse me. Under the wire, got done. This is my quilt Octopus's Garden for the sisters quilt shows. Let our quilt sing. It is the blocks in it are January through July from the block of the month. As one of the designers and technical editors, I get to know what they are ahead of time. You can see the Jazzy block or the Daisy Python block. Oops, no.
Yep, right there.
The Jazzy block is in the bottom. It's what that is a reef, octopus reef, and the rest is kelp and anemones to make the. I bought this fabric back in 2010. Just
oh wow,
for the perfect quilt to come along to do it, except for the Ruby Star octopi I added later there. So it made it to Kimberly's today to be able to go on over to the Sisters Quilt Show.
Wonderful. Excited to see it in person. Thank you, Jenny.
It's wide enough that my daughter couldn't hold it clear out. So if I can't make it to Sisters, but if somebody can get me a good picture of it hanging, I would be appreciative.
We'll make sure to do that. Thank you. Oh, this one's yours as well.
Yes, this is the first of what will be 5 quilts made with the blocks, charity blocks made by people from the 2021 Spring Virtual Retreat. I have the others ready to spray based and to get quilted. So there'll be 4 more like this coming along. And I will probably post them each time because that will give people a chance to see the blocks they made in the quilt that I ended up for. And so it's a lot of fun. I had hoped to get them done sooner than this, although I still had blocks coming in last August or September. So, but we're on a roll now. The I Spy Churn Dash. Everybody made, just used their stash to make the blocks. And then I sashed them together. They'll all be sashed together with that soft yellow, which I like to use in children's quilts.
Yes, it's very nice. Thank you. Fun. All right, up next we have Erin.
Hi, so this is a quilt that I started during a workshop with Latifa Safir in QuiltCon Together. It is her pattern, Put a Ring on It, and it's my first double wedding ring class. Her pattern describes ways to do it with full pieces of fabric or like the 2 pieces of fabric I have here in the rings. And then there's another version where there's 4 pieces of fabric. And so it's very customizable. And it's all finished, thankfully. It kind of languished in the quilting stage. I didn't quilt it for a while.
I love your color scheme. And are those bananas in the yellow?
Yes, the tulip pink,
Okay,
yes.
I thought so. Okay, very nice. Fun. And I think the next one's yours too. It sure is.
It is. This is a quilt that I made for, my boys had the same teacher this year. And so this is the quilt that I made for her, and it was given today. So I had to grab a picture of it before I didn't have it anymore. And it's Disappearing Oranges. It's a pattern by Cheryl Bricky, and it is a free pattern on the MQG website.
Oh, very nice. Fun. Thank you. All right, Sarah, you're up next.
Thanks. I made this quilt and I hung it at the One Moto show. I was a featured artist. I priced it really high because it felt personal to me. Some of the blocks in the middle were from the Amy Friend class, and the other ones were a tester block for Nadia's pattern in August. This is my friend Julie who won it, and she put all of her raffle tickets in that basket. Her mom is actually a quilter, so I hope, like, I feel like you're saying there's a chance, Julie, she could become a quilter too. And her mom was just so excited that she was bringing home this cool quilt. So I was really excited to get it to her. I just love giving people quilts that love it. So this is my friend Julie who won this quilt I made last week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this one's yours as well.
Next one's mine. I'm in this 6-month-long course with Maria Schell, exploration on finding your voice as a quilter. And so one of the challenges was, if you were a quilt, what would it look like? So not just like a self-portrait. So I made scooters, and I'm a Gemini, so I put 2 heads with the helmet on it because I ride motorcycles and scooters and things. The animal print fabric my friend brought back from Africa for me a couple of months ago. She works with a lady there that makes purses and masks, and she sells them. And the cassette tapes, I mean, who doesn't love cassette tapes? Remember that Walkman? I mean, I do. So I love this quilt. The middle part is ice dyed. I do want to remake it because I didn't love how it came out, but I think like we can all relate to that. My one friend got sick just a couple days before the scooter rally. She's also a Gemini, and she was just beside herself. She had a lot of plans and she was really bummed. So I gave this quilt to her and she really loves it, but I'm going to remake another one for myself.
Nice. I love the skulls in the rib cage. That's totally up my alley.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. All right, and this is for next month. We will be doing a full display of the Powell's Rainbow Mini Challenge quilts. I believe there were like 50 quilts total. It was a great turnout at the event. If you weren't able to go, they are still on display through the 29th. There is a poster with a QR code where you can scan it to vote for your favorites.
Sorry about the spelling error. I did pay for Grammarly, but it's not helping always. In August, there's a space there. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't even notice. All right, and then Marcy, I believe this was your slide.
I just wanted to say welcome. It's always great, even at halfway through the year, that we have new members coming in. And here you go, Colleen, Jeannie, Terry, Barbara, Nancy, and Allison. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, everyone. And that's the meeting. So go ahead and turn on your cameras, unmute your phone. We can have a couple minutes of chit chat and get to know each other. I will go ahead and stop recording.
Sarah, you're taking the class with